Hi, I'm Kat and I play Red Cathedral. I couldn't not do that, could I? So today we're looking at Red Cathedral, designed by Sheila Santos and Israel Sendrero and produced by De Vere Games. We're having a look at this because the expansion is imminent. So let's have a look at how it plays. To commemorate his great military victories in the 16th century, Tsar Ivan the Terrible ordered construction of St. Basil's Cathedral in the Red Square. In the Red Cathedral, you will take on the role of architects. Each player will build different sections of the monument. Use your influence with the clergy and local guilds to earn more favour with the Tsar than your opponents. An important thing to note is, while there is only one score track, it actually shows two different things. Recognition, which is this cross symbol here, and prestige, which is the eagles here. Whenever you gain or lose one of these two, make sure you move to the right spot. At the end of the game, the player with the most prestige points will win. In a player's turn, they must carry out one of the three basic actions. First one we're going to look at is claiming a cathedral section. First, take any banner off your player board. So you can take one of the ones from here in your storage or one at the bottom. So take your banner and claim one available cathedral card. So let's have a look at what I want. I'm going to go there for now. A card is considered available, firstly, if there is no banner on it already, and secondly, if it is reachable, i.e. the bottom row is always reachable. Now I've popped that there, this spot is reachable. Consider the cards with banners on to have scaffolding. Then I'm going to take the workshop tile off the card and place it onto one of the empty workshop spaces on my player board. If you can't or don't want to pay for it, you can pop it face down on a spot here. However, you won't get any benefit for that. If you pay for it, so let's say I paid 2 coins and popped it there on the white dice, I'm going to immediately gain the bonus shown. In this case, a green gem, and pop that into my inventory. You then get that bonus every time you activate the matching die. So in this case here, every time I use the white die, I'm going to get a green gem. Action number 2 is to build the cathedral. When you choose the build action, you can deliver up to 3 resources. So let's say I had these on my player board. Oh, these are definitely on my player board. Look at that. They're in my inventory here. So I can deliver these 3 goods to my claimed card here. You can alternatively deliver, so if I'd claimed this, I could deliver there and there. I could deliver to 3 different cards if I'd claimed them. But for now, I just have the one, so I can deliver 3 goods there. You're not always going to finish a section in one delivery, and that's fine. You just leave the materials on there for now. If I had completed the section, let's pop that there. The first thing I do is return these materials to the supply. You're then going to gain any reputation points and money shown on the card. So I'd get, let's have a look, 3 money and 7 recognition points. And the card will then flip. I then pop my banner back on it. If you complete a section and there are unfinished sections underneath it, so let's take a green. Let's say I was here. If Rob completed this section, I would get -1 point because I have one section underneath that isn't completed. If Rob had claimed this, and if I completed this section, he'd get minus points. However, I wouldn't suffer a penalty for my own incomplete section underneath. So, oops, let's pop those back. The building action also incorporates decorating the cathedral. You'll start with some decorations on your player board here. Each completed section of the cathedral has got space for a decoration. So I did that one, let's flip that over. The bottom ones here have space for the door. The middle ones here have got space for an arch. And the ones at the top here have space for the cross. However, when you deliver goods for a decoration, you must deliver all the goods at the same time. You're only allowed one delivery for decorations. The cost for them is shown up here. So this door costs a wood, the archway costs an ore, and the cross costs a gold. However, you can also finish them off with gems. So if I were to build this door, it would cost me a wood, and then I could choose to pay a purple or a green gem and gain 1 prestige point, or a purple and a green gem for 3 prestige points. However, you can build them with just the basic goods, and while you won't get these points immediately, you may score points at the end of the game for them. The third and final action is to acquire resources from the market here. So all that building requires stuff, and this is how you're going to get it. Choose a dice you want to use for the action. Move it around the board the number of blocks shown on the dice here. So if I were to use this green one, I'd move it 1. If I were to use this 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So let's have a look at what we want. What goods do I want? I quite like the idea of some points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to take this blue dice and move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I'd chosen to move either the white dice or the red dice, because that's my player colour, because I play red, I can actually pay money to move the dice extra. So I could have moved this 1, 2, 3 and then paid an extra 1 or 2 money to move it even further round the board. So let's have a look. Now I've landed here, there are 3 things I can do, and they can be done in any order. If it's applicable, I can activate my workshop tile. Now, I put this tile on the white, I've moved the blue dice, so I don't get anything for that. I can then choose to use the influence card in the quarter. So this one here would allow me to exchange 2 goods of the same type for anything else, or 4 goods for 2. I don't have any goods at the moment, so I'm not going to take that action. I'm then going to gain resources from the market. So this is actually for points. Because there are 2 dice here, I'm going to get 2 recognition points. So I move my marker up. If I moved here, I'd get 2 purple gems. If there were 3 dice here, I'd get 3. But there's only 2, so for now I get 2. And then I'm going to pick up and roll all of the dice in this block and pop them back. Now, if you go to move a dice and the block is full, you can't take that action unless it is the white dice or the dice of your player colour, and you can pay to move it extra, but you can never land on a spot that already has 3 dice. So that is claiming resources from the market. That's the 3 main actions that you can take in a turn. There are also a couple of additional actions you can take that are marked on your player board here. So you can always pay 1 prestige point, so go back there and gain 2 money. You can pay 1 prestige and re-roll all the dice in 1 block. And this is what I was saying earlier, you can pay extra to move the white dice or the dice of your player colour. So let's do a few rounds and have a look and see what we get. So I'm going to take the banner from here because this is my storage track. You can only ever have 10 items maximum. And at the start of the game, these 2 are blocked out by banners. So I'm going to take one off there and I'm going to pop that there to claim this spot. Take that tile and I'm going to place it on, the yellow dice there. So that costs me 2. And I immediately gain a wood that goes into my inventory. So let's have a look at what I want. I think for now, I'm just going to do that and go there, and that will get me 2 purple gems. I can trade resources for money or money for resources, which I don't think I want to do right now. So re-roll my dice. And I made the yellow dice, so that actually means I get a wood as well. So I need to pop that in there. Put those dice back and let's have a look. What do I need for this? I need wood, ore and gold. So I need some ore, which is all the way here. Gold, which is here. So let's 2, 5, 6. I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with my yellow dice, which will get me 2 ore, and it will also get me that wood because it's the yellow dice again. So let's pop them there. Do I want to trade? I think I might trade. I think I'm going to trade 2 wood for a gold and pop that in my inventory. So then the next thing I'm going to do is deliver goods. So I've got 2 stone and a wood. Pop them on there. And then my next action would, I haven't got anything else I can build, so I'm just going to pop that there and build this section. So I take these resources off, they go back into the supply. I gain 3 coins and 6 points, and flip that and pop that there. So let's just say that Rob has claimed some stuff, so I can't go there. He might even possibly annoy me by going there and take those tiles. Play will continue in this way, with players taking resources and building the cathedral until the game end is triggered. When a player completes their 6th card, they will gain 3 prestige points for that. All other players will get 1 more turn and then proceed to endgame scoring. You're going to get 1 prestige point for every 5 materials and money you have. So 3, 4, 6, so I'd get 1. And this is prestige points, so you're going up on the eagle track. So that's important to remember. All of the endgame scoring is prestige points. So I get 1 point for my resources. Then you're going to get points for your contribution to each of the towers. Now obviously we'd have more completed, but let's just say that we have, let's just flip these. That's a bit better. The towers are worth 2 victory points for each completed section, and 1 point for every ornament that's in the tower. Players will then count the number of banners and ornaments they have in each row. The player who has the most gets the appropriate prestige points. So here we'd have 2, 4, 5 points. I have 3 and Rob has 1. So I would get 5 prestige points. In a 2-player game, the second player will get 1/3 of those points. In a game with more players, the second player will get half. So here where I had 5, the second player would get 2. Then the player after that would get half of that. Here we've got 2 completed sections, so that would be worth 4 points. Rob has 2 banners, so he'd get 4 points for that. So count each tower and score the points appropriately. Then the player with the most prestige points is the winner. So that is Red Cathedral. There's a lot of stuff, right? You can see if that's my hand, I haven't got huge hands. This is a really tiny box and there is a lot of stuff in the box. The gems are really nice, all the components are lovely. However, it didn't really feel Euro-y enough for me. It feels quite sad to say. I was expecting a bit more from it when I'd heard all the buzz. So I am hoping that the expansion adds that little extra oomph that I need to take this from being a good game to a great game. It is worth noting there is an advanced mode on the back of the player boards. Here you actually need to unlock your upgrades, your decorations. So instead of getting a factory tile, you actually unlock these components. But that's it. There's no real extra gameplay. I have to admit, I've not looked at what the expansion brings, but I will be looking. There's also solo mode, if that's your thing. It's not Cathedral from De Vere. It is a nice game. There is a lot of stuff in a very small box. You get a lot of stuff for your money. I really wanted a bit more crunch though. I'm sorry. Have a look and see what the expansion brings to the game. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click like, subscribe and all the buttons underneath. Come and say hello on my other socials on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I play Red. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.